All right, guys, new intro here for the Bear Pack. We hit our goal of 8,000 subs. Thank you guys very much. We're going to be giving away a jersey on our live show here soon. But, guys, we're looking at 9K subs now. We're getting to Thanksgiving time. We're getting to Christmas time. We would love to hit 10Ks by December 22nd, 23rd, somewhere around there, so we can give someone $1,000 for the Christmas gifts. That'd be a huge lift off someone's shoulders. So please get us a 10K. We love what we're doing. Thank you guys for the support. 12K subs after the 10K. We're going to send someone to a game. Probably not the Super Bowl. Don't get any ideas, guys. But we're going to do our best to send you guys to two people to a couple games of your choice. That's probably not the Super Bowl. But, guys, thank you again for all the support. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's get some NCAA basketball picks and props for Monday, November 13th slate of games. Take a look at that leaderboard, Trey. Start us off.
Yes, and I'm having a little bit of a win streak. Started off the season 0-4, got 3 straight winners in a row. Thank goodness. I'm trying to find some winners for you guys, and I'm starting to heat up in college basketball. But yesterday I gave out Purdue Fort Wayne -4.5 against Texas A&M Commerce. I said that Fort Wayne, they are the easily better team in Commerce. They have not looked good at all. And that's exactly what it looked like on the court because Fort Wayne, they dominated this game. They won it by 22 points. They were up 26 points at halftime and just cruised to an easy victory.
Yeah, I went 0-1. I did win the bet. I got it at +6. Everybody who backed the bet with me got it at +6. Whenever we released the video, it was +6 for San Francisco. But whenever we were doing the tape, it was +4.5. So if I can't stand by the first line, I shouldn't get the win. So I'm going to take the 0-1, even though we did win. Everybody who took the play did win at the +6. But we got to stay strong. Take the 0-1 because it was 4.5 on the video. Let's take a look at the plays for the day. Trey, start us off.
A man of his word. You got to love to see that, guys. Transparency is key. But for me, I'm going with the UC Santa Barbara at UTEP game. And I feel like this is going to be a very entertaining game to watch. Both teams, they have the ability to put the ball in the bucket pretty quickly. And Santa Barbara, they come this game with an 0-1 record. And they did lose their only game of the season against Portland State by 6 points. And it was a home game, too, for Santa Barbara. So that does not look very good. And UTEP, they come this game with a 2-0 record. And they have absolutely beat the crap out of both teams that they have faced, winning both those games by an average score of 122-71. And in fact, UTEP, they've scored over 120 points in both those games. That's absolutely insane. Their offense is very deadly. And I expect the home team to stay hot here. I'm going to buy a half point. I'm going to take UTEP at -3.5 in this perspective, how deadly this UTEP offense is. They have 6 players that are averaging double digits so far through 2 games. And I just think that they can turn it up very quickly against this UC Santa Barbara team. And mainly because Santa Barbara, they just do not match up very good against them. Because this UTEP team, they are the second best scoring offense in college basketball after 1 week of the season. They're shooting an insane 61% from the field. So give me the hot team here. I'm going to go with UTEP here at home, -3.5.
Yeah, Trey, I like that play. For my play today, I'm going to be looking at Xavier going up against Purdue. I'm going to take Purdue here to cover the spread. Purdue, they're one of the best teams in the NCAA this season with their big man, Zach Edey, leading the charge. They have a couple returning stars, including Edey and Braden Smith, who should contribute a number of points in this game going up against Xavier. They also have a couple true freshmen that are starting this season, and they look like really talented players as well. They haven't had any hiccups so far in the season. In the first 2 games, they've covered the spread in both those games. I think they're just a way better team here going up against Xavier. Xavier did bring back a few of their players from last year, but none of them started. They're basically an entire rebuild season this year, bringing a few players from the transfer portal and letting some of the bench players fill in for the starters from last year. But it looks like Desmond Claude is going to be the primary scorer for this Xavier team. Last season, he only scored 4.7 points per game, playing 20 minutes on the bench. I think it's going to take Xavier a little bit more time to get in the swing of things, but Purdue, they're already in midseason form. Give me the Boilermakers against the spread in this game. Guys, let's go over the player props. Trey, start us off.
Okay, so the spread's -16. Do you feel like that's more Purdue being good or Xavier being bad? That is a lot more massive than I projected for this game.
It might be. I had it right here. 11.5 is what I thought it would be. There might be a little bit of both. Purdue has looked unstoppable in the first 2 games. Xavier's won both their games as well, though. So I don't know. It might just be that line might go down a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you, Trey. That line might go down to like 13.5, 14.5 by the time this comes out.
But say Purdue's good, but 16. Whoa.
Yeah,
I guess
Purdue
Zach
always
Edey's
finds a
going
way
to
to
probably
lose.
30 and 12 in that game.
Yeah, Purdue always finds a way to lose big games whenever they're big favorites, if you know what I'm talking about. But let's move on to the player props. Trey, I'll have you start off.
Yeah, and yesterday I gave out Eric Gaines to go over his points versus Maryland. I could not find his props anywhere. I was refreshing PrizePicks frantically throughout yesterday, and they dropped the Maryland props, but they did not drop UAB props, which is annoying. But I imagine that he would have hit because he finished with 20 points.
Yeah, he dominated the game. I had Chibuza Agbu. for Boise State to go over his points. Came out at 13.5. He had 17 in the game. He dominated the game. He was the reason Boise State won this game because San Francisco, they were making a comeback. He had 3 points, and then boom, he had 10 in a row basically for Boise State. So he had a great game. I did go 1-0 there. But let's move on to the player props for tomorrow. Trey, starts off.
Yeah, and I'm going to take a guy that Bear did not touch on in his game prop, but I do think he's going to make a big impact in this game. It does worry me that the line's 16, but I do feel like he's going to still make some impact and keep this game as close as it can get. If you cannot find Quincy Olivari's over on his PRAs, I do still like his points as well because Olivari, I feel like he's going to make his impact throughout this big matchup here because he's a dynamic player for this Xavier team so far this season because he's averaging 28 minutes so far, and he's turned that to a 15-point, 3.5 rebound, and 3.5 assists per game average, which comes out to 22 PRAs. But I do expect him to flirt with 25 plus here. And that's because Purdue, they are not great at defending the bounce and defending the perimeter. That's two things that they have always struggled with. And those are two spots that Quincy can absolutely dominate you at. He is a sharpshooter on the perimeter. And I feel like he's going to make a name for himself here in this game. And I'm not too worried about this being a road game for Olivari either, because he definitely has that dog mentality that shows up for road games. Because in his first big road game last season against Texas, he finished that game with 37 PRAs for Rice. So I expect him to show up here in this huge road game as well. So give me Quincy Olivari to go over his PRAs versus Purdue.
Yeah, Trey, for my player prop, great minds think alike. I'm going to take Desmond Claude to go of Xavier to go over his points against Purdue. I didn't watch this kid last season because he didn't play a lot, but this season he's had 2 pretty good starts to the season. He has played a combined 67 minutes in both games, which is good because he's on the floor and he has a lot of opportunities. And when he's on the floor, he scored 37 points so far. He shot 30 times from the field, making 15 of those, which is 50% from the field. And he shot 11 3-pointers this year already. The usage that he's getting on this Xavier team is great to see. And I expect him to have the majority of the shots in this game as well going up against Purdue. He's probably going to play close to an entire game going up against Purdue because they should have the advantage early in this game from tip-off to the end. So I like him to play around 37 minutes again in this game. And we've already seen him do that. So he can very, very easily play the entire game. I think this kid's an impressive talent. So I'm going to take Desmond Claude to go over his points going up against Purdue as my play. Trey, let's take a look at the graphics. Start us off.
Yeah, and I gave out UTEP here at home -4.5 against UC Santa Barbara. UTEP, guys, their offense has scored 120-plus points in both their games. They're going to be coming in this game firing away as well. Also gave out Quincy Olivari to go over his PRAs versus Purdue. If you can't find his PRAs, just take his points. He's going to light up the net.
You know, I've got Purdue -16 against Xavier. By the time you see this, it'll probably go down a little bit, is what Trey and I are thinking. And then I got Desmond Claude to go over his points against Purdue. Trey and I both agree Xavier's going to have a decent night on the offensive end of the floor. But, guys, it's going to do it for NCAA basketball plays and props for Monday, November 13th, slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe down below. We'll see you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You're going to click that. There's 2 options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube. And it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month, a little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,